Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Heroes like Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 with the new patch on Kholodny Ferma Winter. Between the east, we got Hooligan fighting here for Germany, Deutschland, das Vaterland, rolling out here with the 7th Panzer Division. On the west, we got Super Duper Paratrooper. Just call him S&P though, since that's what it was got there. Fighting for the Soviet Union, Socialism. Taking on the role here of the 5th Mechanized Corps. We got named 4-2 start here for Hooligan with double conscripts for S&P. We got elite troops, Ostrom, assault support here for Hooligan with infantry machine gun versus Lend-Lease shock rifle and Guard motor with triple infantry. Also, a big thanks to Othel for donating and supporting the Propagandacast, most appreciated. And a big thanks to Atta, I hope I pronounced that one correctly, for pledging on Patreon and thusly also supporting the Propagandacast on a monthly basis. So big thanks to both of you, and of course anyone else who has pledged on Patreon or donated this month. And to anyone who might consider doing so, thanks in advance. But there you go, we got moves here towards the cutoff point. MD4 tuned down to secure the fuel point while the Pioneers sandbag and wire off the area around the cutoff point. Grenadiers grabbing the point a bit northwards. S&P here spreading out pretty aggressively with his conscripts and engineers. We'll probably try and put some pressure there on Hooligan early on by the looks of things. And there you go, Pioneers things southwards. We also shifted the Pioneers down and hit the machine gun here in case his opponent rush through here, in which case they fought to stop them. Grenadiers there encountered by the conscripts in the church and quickly forced back. So more Grenadiers on the way there for Hooligan and the German army. Conscripts marching through the southern snows of the map. And we got the 3rd there arriving for Super Duper Paratrooper. Wiring off the sandbags he laid down there. Didn't do the same thing there, interestingly enough, but here there's more negative cover, so obviously he wants to sort of increase the chance of them not getting any cover remotely. MD42 moving in there, and the second gun is now heading northward, so a bit risky there by Hooligan, splitting a bit there, but there you go, comes caught by the MD42, but they quickly get out of there before they get suppressed. Sandbags up at the centre victory point, kind of using northwards, 4th conscript almost down there for S&P. Pioneers heading for the victory point on the south, sandbags down there as well. And there you go, it's going to be heading for the cutoff point, which is a bit unguarded. This is a bit where it sort of gets a bit risky by splitting up so thin. I mean, the Grenadiers can sort of prevent any movement here, but they can't prevent anyone from sticking through the here in the cutoff point, forcing Hooligan to have to scramble, and of course forcing out the MD4 in the south, which leaves this open theoretically, or have to leave here, in which case the conscript will rush in through there. So it's a bit of a sticky and tricky situation there for Hooligan. And there you go, conscript moving down, there goes 2nd squad moving down there, taking advantage of the MD42 there's movements. But there you go, 3rd Grenadier squad should help stabilise. For now, the country needs to be pinned down soon enough because there's another one moving in. There we go, pinned. But can he finish them off? Can he force them to retreat? Nope. Super Duper Paratrooper remains on the post there until the other countries arrive. In fact, they'll soon get unpinned, and then they can begin pressuring Hooligan more. So Hooligan here is in a pretty sticky situation again. The danger they're just splitting up too thinly in the early game as to Wehrmacht. At least you should have used Pioneers for that rather than a Grenadier squad. Got the Pioneers rushing in there with MP14 getting the country up close. Might have a chance there. Country squad pushed away from the cutoff point as well, so Hooligan was able to salvage the situation in the south. It was pretty close there. Engineer squad on the way here, so he's going for 2nd one, and he's also laying down some mines somewhere around the cutoff point actually. As Hooligan's Grenadiers continuing their push through Super Duper Paratroopers territories, striking at the fuel vengefully. Kholodny Ferma here going to flash out the conscripts from the church, grabbing the point here. And there you go, contributing against the Grenadiers. Can't engage versus most Nagants. Once up close, the conscripts should have the advantage over the Grenadiers for the most part, depending though of course on how much damage the Grenadiers were able to do beforehand though. In this case, seems like the Grenadiers did get enough damage in before the conscript closed in for them to have a chance here versus the conscripts. Though it is pretty close here, as you might notice, pretty close. Second conscript squad moving from the south. There you go, Grenadiers just retreat in this case. Not enough health to do anything they really want to. Take up here for Super Duper Paratrooper, S&P. Support them Company. There'll probably be some Maxims. Maxims are beginning to catch on more and more, amongst other things. Right here, though, they will take damage from some of the supporting gunners from the church. And there's lost the mortar nearby, but he's just basically avoiding it, going for the cutoff line. Oh, but didn't happen fast enough. Mistake got suppressed in negative cover. Pretty bad stuff there. Pioneers need to retreat though. They're being engaged by the conscript, not looking too good. In the south, we've got a grenade squad which can support, even if it is low numbers. Whoa, mortar around there, almost hitting much more nastily against the country than now low on health. There's the pioneers and heavy cavalry. There's a better chance there, particularly with more mortar fire inbound. So a lot of damage here being suffered by Super Duper Paratroopers forces. Here's the 5th Mechanized Corps, takes quite a drubbing by the German 7th Panzer Division. Flambear's out to help deal with the machine guns. Oh, runs out of cover though, but then again flamethrowers don't particularly care about being suppressed, so you should still be able to push out the MD-42 pretty fast. Country Swap there needs to get the devil out of their troops. They're reinforcing healing. Medics on the way. Not healing yet, the medics aren't quite there. Aren't quite there, but they'll soon be. They'll soon be. Hooligan has taken up, could go for the light machine guns for the Grenadiers. Now the player has yet to commit to a doctrine though. Like to make a nice company up. Mines was up just in case mines, or more mines been laid down. Or demo charges for that matter, even if they've sort of been a bit hard to sort of spring traps with. You still kind of want to be sure with them, or just the mines. Going out here with the 2-2, the lighter punches Speerwagen. Mines here on the cover he laid down there on the centre victory point. Very good. And continuing through the south. Conscripts laying down sandbags there as well. We got mortar fire nearby though, threatening to exterminate them and snuff out the liars at any moment. Fresh push up in the south here. Hooligan though is good at harassing in the north, forcing Super Duper Paratrooper to pull away troops from elsewhere, allowing Hooligan a better chance of pushing through, and thusly by gaining local superiority. And he's taking man losses. They wire off the remaining free area of the sandbags. How silly. But there you go. 2-2 around here for Hooligan and the 7th Panzer Division. Sandbags have got ruined, but now there's light cover in the form of the craters from the mortars, so that, while it's of course quite the same, should help nonetheless here as the engineers. Up north, Gunners push back. Minesweepers could be dealing with that. We got a bunker up first here for Hooligan. Medics, definitely a good choice here. The light machine guns could also be good choices. And certainly a doctrine could also be further good choice. I mean, he's got 2 doctrines here with the officer, which could be helpful. And there's also elite troops just with G43s, concussive grenades, and stormtroopers. So it's not like Hooligan here is lacking in options, and particularly not options here in the early moments of the game. There similarly, Super Duper Paratrooper has some options, but he's not quite committing to any of them either. They're going to attempt for the cuff on here, holded by the infantry and the 2-2. A vicious barrage of bullets, preventing them from further advancing, and in fact forcing them into a nearby house to recuperate. Grenadiers sneaking up for the west here. Pioneers for the troops reinforcing. I'm not entirely sure what he's intending for the Pioneers to do there. I suppose the MP40s can help attack there versus the Russians, alongside the mortar, the scout car, and everything else. Grenadiers moving up there for the northern cuff point. Super Duper Paratrooper remains in a good position, also taking up now. Panzer Grenadier there for Hooligan and the German army. Definitely not a bad choice, though he might find himself a bit caught off guard here by the arrival of enemy armour. And formal light armour, there we go. We got the doctoral choice for Super Duper Paratrooper. It is guard motor, heavy mortars, guardsmen, and of course T-3045s. A heavy mortar in particular versus some of Hooligan's forces would be a good choice, but allow him to blast them out, and of course lay down smoke streams to support his own forces. So there would be a lot of advantages here for that, but even a guard squad could have quite an impact, in particular since they did get buffed here with the patch. Then he's been pushed back by engineers with minesweepers, troops reinforcing. Panzer Grenadier setting out. And there you go, T-70 for S&P. And the 5th Mechanized Corps. M4 drew position. Nice doing work there by Hooligan, not just keeping one spot, but just, you know, sweeping it around here and there to make it harder for his opponent to guess where it is, and thusly be able to spring surprises much more effectively on his opponent. As you might know, there's repositioning the machine gun again, so it's never quite in one spot at any time. And that very much has its tactical advantages, so good work there. A lot of mines being laid down here by S&P. He's certainly worried about flanks and other nasty doings here by Hooligan. Pentagon though need to get out there down to just 2 men. And no sign of further tech here from Hooligan or Docton. And so far, certainly no sign of anything really new happening here, sort of in terms of strategy. I mean, he's very much still playing the usual Wehrmacht strategy. Something we got here from the start. Should he just kill one of his own? Just looked like it briefly there. Going straight there for the 2-2 with the T-70. Pack 40 rounding here for Hooligan. The Panzer IVs 41. 2-2 desperately trying to get out of this situation, but looks like he is not going to have much like. Oh, never mind. Sharp turn there allows the gunners to get in there. Panzer faster forcing away. Heading for the centre victory point. Could clear the mindset by the cover. Fuel point harassed. Good work. And there we go. Guardsman out. And we will probably be seeing a lot more of those since they got buffed. Particularly here with their own version of Hit the Dirt, which basically just buffs their weapon. And just so we got a bit more damage, I think, in general. Pack 40 out there, the Panzer IVs 41. First put into production, well, around 1940, though ticked a bit, well, perhaps accepted. I think they actually accepted. They took some time before they actually got to the front line, and there are other measures sort of got to the front line before the Pack 40, including a 75mm Pack 41, which actually used tungsten rounds, which is actually quite effective, but because of the rarity of tungsten and then wanting to use it for other things, did not last long.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
So Guardsmen here hanging back as they wait for the light machine guns. Conscripts pushing ahead. Grenadiers, Panzers, they're counter-attacking. Still no Docton though here for Hooligan. He's a bit short on those. Mortifier, they're putting good pressure on the frontline troops, leaving the Guardsmen there to soon fend for themselves and hold back all other fascists. The Southern Division sneak through, and there you go. Conscript going straight here for the mortar, threatening that and the Calf one. That's going to force Hooligan there, send troops down there. So nice little strike there by S&P here against Hooligan. Swift up maneuvering. Also got 2 large down there from Hooligan, by the way. That's a very good spot. And we got the Hay Mortar then here next for S&P and the 5th Mechanized Corps. That's going to put some pressure there on Hooligan. And certainly something he needs to be wary of. To do something again, Panzer fast in the T-70 once more, but he can't quite pursue it with the Pack 40s, instead just put it in with a line of 5 the T-70 at too close a range. Up north, he got some conscripts hiding out, and no real threat there from Hooligan to deal with them. In the south, the German infantry and machine gun support are making much better progress. This S&P's southern front collapses ever so slightly. Hooligan, though, remains adamant in his decision not to choose a Docton there, though he has teched up. Thus, we should probably expect the Supreme Corps anytime soon. There we go, got a doctrinal choice. It is elite troops here from Hooligan. Stormtroopers, G33s, Panzer Tactician, all options there now. We'll have to see how he makes use of them. Plus, of course, the Tiger Ace. But they go immediately upgrading his Grenadiers here with G33s. The Panzer Grenadiers can also upgrade them. In this case, they get 3 of them now, though that pretty much means they only got 1 assault rifle. North, the T-70 rolling guns to Grenadiers here up close, firing in with a 45mm gun. Though there's a Pack 40 nearby. He does not know this, and this could prove to be the T-70's undoing here unless there's some really sharp maneuvering or some immediate infantry reinforcements there from Super Duper Paratrooper. But they're too far away to immediately be able to assist here. But still, there's a small chance here. Oh, bomb grenade hit, holding up Russian infantry. Got the 2-2 but it hits a mine. Oh dear. Ultimately, Hooligan is actually forced to pull away the Pack 40. It seems instead of being able to finish off the T-70, the T-70 gets away. Smooth handling there by S&P here versus Hooligan. And the South infantry advances, gobbling up Hooligan's southern front. No Supreme Corps as of yet. And S&P could soon be threatening a mechanized armor company, in which case tanks are not going to be far off. That is, bigger tanks than the T-70. Mortify there. Veterans 1, close to Veteran 2 there. 9 points. Pack 40 heading northward. Slow movements there. And in the south, the MD-42 ready to defend the fuel. Straight into the Panzer was here with the T-70. Close to Veteran 2, very close in fact. And there you go, Pack 40 sets up. Petrov, renowned tank driver, rushes straight into it. Great hit there from the Pack 40. They almost got it there actually. Almost, but now in the risk of a Panzerfaust finishing it off. And that is exactly what happens there. S&P shot one light tank, even as he's pushing up there for the next level of armour. D for the people gun is dealing with the guardsman. Quick grenade. Almost wiping that. In fact, he should have a chance to interrogate someone, though I doubt he ever will. Most people never realise they have that ability, which is a bit of a shame. Also, an interesting thing is units garrison will automatically begin shooting at wounded infantry in some cases, no matter what they got, like Raketenwerfers, machine guns. Just if they see someone wounded and they decide to house a pan, they just turn into complete psychopaths. But there you go. So Palmer got up here for Hooligan. He was not trying to play at tier 4, which I certainly would not recommend. Concussive grenade here could prove helpful against the advancing conscripts. That does help out here that S&P actually split them up, making it less effective. Ooh, that was actually pretty close over the heavy mortar wipe against the Grenadiers. Same thing with the other countries. Got on there, go forcing them away. And the South got a wipe here with the 2-2, annihilating S&P's flamethrower engineers. And pushing out there with a Panzer IV. S&P though is pretty close to the T-3045 himself. Bit of fuel, bit of manpower, he's good to go. The Hooligans' consistent harassment of the fuel does slow down the prospects of an immediate T-3045 though, so that is something good work there by Hooligan. Trying to take out the hay mortar with the medium mortar. Panzer's advancing as well. They guards nearby could support. They can in fact hit the dirt up just to increase their lethality. There go bung grenades, mortar fire, house collapses under such vicious punishment from the German army. Got the T-3045 there on the way finally for S&P and the 5th Mechanized Corps. Panzers are getting blasted by the guardsmen. Covers shattered under the fire of the PTRSs, but mortar fire does prove to be a slight relief there. In the north though, things are not looking too amazing there for S&P as of yet. And we got the Panzer IV first here for Hooligan, leaving him with the armor advantage until S&P's T-35 can arrive. S&P might actually want to consider bringing out a field gun to support him as the Panzer IV and the 222. You might also want to try and barrage a bit more with the same mortar, but there you go, T-35 there bros for S&P. More heavy mortar fire. There you go, straight for the Grenadiers, pushing away here. Got another kill. Grenadiers rushed off here by the T-35s. As it sweeps through here, Hooligans Northern Line. He's sending in the Panzer IV to try and stop it. That's not necessarily going to work out too well there. The Allies holds most of the map now. Things have changed a bit here from the earlier game where S&P held more. But despite of his mining, he wasn't quite fast enough. I think to take up wasn't quite good enough in sort of keeping the lid down to Hooligan. So yeah, not when Hooligan got the Panzer IV out. Gunny's about to get flanked in. There you go. T-35 shoots and misses. That's a bit unfortunate. Grenade there goes on the Panzer, doesn't quite do enough. T-35 pushing back the Grenadiers though, getting 2 kills for the team. Up north, Panzer IV threatening the conscripts there. T-35 forced in to deal with that. Certainly a bit of back and forth here between the two. threatening the 2-2 there with anti-tank grenades. Hooligan beats a very hasty retreat. Oh dear. There we go. Proper retreat. In the end though, not enough. A loss there for Super Duper Paratrooper against the German army. North T-54 fighting out with the Rush Germans. And the Sentinel attempts to grab the victory point here, despite rather a lot of attention from the Germans. They're trying here, I think, to silence the enemy mortar there with his own heavy mortar. The problem is the training makes Lexi. Oh, never mind. Direct hit kills the crew and leaves poor Otto to run screaming away like a schoolgirl. T-54 going in for the Grenadiers. Might want to allow to shoot with his main gun. There we go. Good work. Panzer moves in. Shoots, penetrates the T-54 pub, though that still has more health than the Panzer IV. Shit, those pretty much been destroyed here by heavy mortar fire. And another Panzer IV there for Hooligan. S&P there going for the SIS-3 field gun. That's going to be a pretty good choice up north there. Panzer IV infantry port going for the field point. S&P certainly feeling a lot more on the defensive here. S-Mart's being laid on the south wing. There's a Gauss trying to harass the Pioneers. And not quite succeeding in putting a stop to it. Also having lost one engineer squad, he's going to struggle a bit more to repair his tanks fast enough. I mean, he does have munitions to expend on it, which will help, but he could add more. Panzer IV almost done. And MD-42 hanging out. Troops reinforcing, SIS-3 setting out. Lastly, giving a bit more firepower. So the Emperor, of course, also adopting as artillery here with its 35 munition barrage. It should have a bit of an effect against the Germans. When utilised correctly, that is. And that, of course, is going to be the big question. Concentrating north for taking these with Panzer IV support ready to repulse this. Field gun not keeping pace. Now there's the tank. And out in the open here, the easy targets for the Grenadiers, the Panzer IV, who remorselessly cut down the rations. No mercy shown. Field gun moving up, T-55 hanging back. Still not moving, still not advancing. And there you go, concussive grenade coming the retreat here with the last two Grenadiers. Panzer IV Grenadiers are counter-attacking back here. Nothing further for Hooligan. Barrage. And a hit down the Panzer IV. T-55 finally moving. Finally moving here for S&P once more, but sadly the fuel point has been denied to him once more. And there you go, Panzer's going to attack from south. The field gun is pulling all the way back here, interestingly enough, instead of being somewhat on support for the T-35 here. Panzer gets a good hit on the side armour. T-35 misses the Panzer IV dramatically, allowing the Panzer IV their safe escape. And S&P finally going for maximum. So I'm a bit surprised he actually didn't go for more, or any actually sooner. It just feels like he went for the supporting company, but then actually didn't do anything with it, which sort of feels a bit weird. Well, at least now he's putting it to use, I guess. Almost got the info to white mortar recruit here by some of Hooligan's plucky Grenadiers. Vulture's also getting close to 82 there for the Red Army. I'm guessing S&P is just trying to get for another T-35. Not a bad choice. Grab the center. You might want to keep his field gun a bit better to support the north here, and you should also get the T-35 back there. I mean, you should be anticipating here that Hooligan's going to attack him more, because so far Hooligan is very focused over his tanks, so expecting more movement from there is not a bad choice, really. I mean, it's either that, he's going to expect him to attack for the centre, which seems unlikely, attack for the south and into the base, which also seems unlikely so far from how Hooligan has been playing. There we go, anticipate it. Field gun is pulling all the way back to the base though. I have no idea what S&P is thinking about that move, but It does strike me as a bit foolhardy. Attacking to the centre there. German infantry box. Oh! Too late in retreating. Conscript squad wiped here. Mortar fire. Hitting the hay mortar again. Taking out there. So, another loss there for Hooligan in the mortar department. Vetty 2 for the third heavy mortar crew. Displaying the fruits of all of their German blowing upness. And a third Panzer IV Hooligan. He's just pushing out many. He's been able to sort of consistently harass Super Duper Paratrooper, making it hard for him to just go for any armour. Additional besides the T-35. And of course, the question he might should be aiming for T-34s and 6s. I actually go for S-6s just to provide some more raw firepower versus all the Panzer IVs, because a pair of S-6s, which you can roughly afford with this, can actually go through medium tanks pretty fast. Yet, got nothing there. Got nothing there. Tagging to the centre without a smoke screen. Just a regular mortar bomb. And you got the 85 here. More suited for taking on bigger tanks, just larger swarms of medium armour. He's not particularly where the S-85 sort of excels again. That's why I want the S-6 or a pair of them, preferably. So, I mean, he might be expecting his opponent to, push for Tiger races, but there's just not really much need for it here from Hooligan. And again, so he got several Panzer IVs, so expecting more would be the sensible choice. But he's aiming here for the S-85. S&P is taking no chances versus Hooligan and his Panzerwaffe. Pani sitting northwards. Moves out numbers the T-35 and mortar fire continues to rain down. And there you go, veterans 1 for the T-35 crew. Look at this, Dimitri. I got a star. We all got a star, idiot. Oh. There you go, Panzer IV's turning up with the T-35, which again is not really supported by the anti-tank weapons very well. In that regard, the S&P doesn't be strong a bit. There you go, Panzer IV's just shooting everywhere, trying to catch it here through the ruins. Field gun, H-85 not doing. Oh, H-85 shooting back. Oh, T-35 barely escapes. Field gun still not set up, by the way. There we go. Finally got something happening there. T-35 needs to go back further back. Panzer IV down to half health. Mortar moving from the other side. Lack of mines is not helping. Lack of infantry support. H-85 down to half health already. Hooligan though could happen. His Panzer IV's a bit more aggressive. He's moving all towards the T-35, which is low in health already. The field gun is not getting pace either. This is looking pretty bad here for S&P. Then again, looks like he might be getting some good luck here versus... Ah, never mind. Shot missed. There we go. Buttoning it up. Panzer IV lost one. Main gunner on the other one. Got another one. Down to just one Panzer IV. H-85 abandoned. Field gun not keeping pace though again. Got the other one. That's also abandoned. They are both abandoned. What are the odds? And inside his own base. But, I mean, the Panzer IV's not going to get out of this. We're going to try and destroy them, obviously. And there you go. All three Panzer IVs down. At the cost of one T-35. Most of his forces have been pushed off the field. Maxime could also try and rush out a T-34 and a 6. That's what Hooligan is planning in this circumstance. Who knows? But that was quite a costly attack. I mean, partly because the Panzer IV move wasn't quite fully well executed. They were sort of a bit apart from each other, which made it easier for S&P to sort of target them down one after the other. So again, he could also handle things better. There you go. Veteran see Garten dealing with the Panzers out in the open there. Grenade will be good, but there you go. Otto throws first. Just too far. Forcing the entire Panzer squad back. This the countries also arrive. A mortar with 11 kills. Going the northern victory point for the motherland, but there you go. A large force of grenadiers from the 7th Panzer Division moves in. Grenadiers being pushed back, and those are highly likely to get wiped out here. There we go. Annihilated. No survivors. Still no stormtroopers from Hooligan. I'm a bit disappointed in that. And we got another Panzer IV here. S&P marked aiming for another T-3045. You could also just try and push out a T-34 Cine 6. We should see what he ends up with. But he's certainly still a bit on the defensive here against Hooligan, which, considering he's the one on the victory points, is not necessarily good. Also, he's the... So he should be trying to push a bit harder. I feel like he's missing out on opportunities. versus Hooligan to further force Hooligan onto the defensive. 2-2 Barber is still operable, still roaming the fields of Kholodny Ferma. Almost got the machine gun team there with heavy mortar. He's going to need a grenade to stand a chance. Well, that's lost, and we got a second guard squad out here for S&P. Maximum offensive with the Grenadiers. The northern mix wants to caught by Grenadiers. To the 2 sweeping in.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
And a few brave Panzer Grenadiers go for the centre victory point. So it's going to look a bit more chaotic here for S&P there. Sadly wasn't able to restore any order. Was able to gain anything from destroying most of his opponent's armour. He was just, I guess, too stuck in a defensive mindset. And Hooligan meanwhile is just going to keep pushing. Like, he's not going to try and lose any momentum. He's not going to hand his opponent the initiative. Even if he loses all of his tanks in the disastrous assault, Hooligan keeps up the pressure for the fatherland. He truly believes in the spirit of Endsieg. And there you go, flak pants on the way there. Sicily, they penetrating the frontal armour of the Panzer IV. Smoke screen pops, allowed to escape. Ostwind slowly approaching something. Approaching a front line, and then again the South Pioneers with Guardsmen versus Guardsmen with 2-2 support. Bit of nasty fire there, grabbing the centre victory point with the conscripts. And a guard squad stringing up here, gonna try and outmaneuver the machine gun. Very good work there by S&P. Just feels a bit late, but there you go. Got a fragmentation grenade off, and sort of did something there. Just being focused down there by too many Germans and the scout car. And there you go. Almost wiping out the guard squad. Has he actually gone for a third one? It would seem so. It's all of a sudden now just beginning to spam guardsmen. It's going to go heavy on the guardsmen if they've done so soon. I mean, now at least given some volume. That would have been quite helpful for all those Panzer IVs, for example. Like a large chunk of guardsmen, for example, did quite a bit of damage there. But for now, it sort of seems a bit too late. We should be pushing in more armour. Got the flak panzers sitting out there for the fatherland, and they're going to engage the country out in the open. And with this, S&P surrenders, his spear broken, as his forces were. So while S&P was at sort of reasonably good start, they wasn't able to quite, push it into something. I feel like also didn't quite make efficient use of a supporting component. Could have gone for a maximum or something else in the early game to help pressure. And his doctoral usage, if you want to go again for a lot of guards, you should have done so sooner. Similarly, his armour sort of suffered a bit there. Wasn't quite used efficiently alongside his one anti-tank gun, certainly allowing Hooligan just more and more aggressive play. They could just determine where the fights were happening, outplaying his opponents, so that way dictating how the battle flowed. So in that regard, Hooligan was quite good at gaining the initiative of the battle and then just constantly holding on to it, forcing S&P to be in the defense. But S&P just sort of stayed there. He never tried to really break it versus Hooligan, which certainly on the strengthened Hooligan's game. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a reply and feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Dancing Cheese. Thank you for watching, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.